Hello. This project will be comparing 3 OERs for philosophy. The first is Academic Earth. Academic Earth consolidates content and course materials from prestigious universities globally, including Stanford, Princeton, Johns Hopkins, MIT, and Yale. Students have many browsing and downloading materials. There are even pre-established curated playlists based on subject and formally accredited courses. It has a Creative Commons license with attribution. Some of the course content, mostly the WinZip packages, have learning objectives per section. One of the major problems of this OER is that it needs updating and editing. The software is outdated in its security protocols, creating vulnerabilities for its users. Moreover, some links do not work. 5RS Evaluation. On evaluating for retention, the OER is decent. Users cannot create their own content, but they are allowed to download, own, and manage content. However, file formatting needs work. Some files are zip files, others are Word, others are PDF files, some are videos for internal players, others play on YouTube. This may become a challenge to people with outdated technologies or those who are using mobile phones to access content. On evaluating for reuse, the OER excels. There is an overt concern for making material as pertinent as possible to as many different people as possible. There are large download files with study materials such as flashcards, summaries, outlines, etc. Moreover, there is a teacher section with reusable assignments, lesson plans, etc. Most important, sections present learning objectives. These function as advanced organizers that facilitate subsumption of material. On evaluating for revision, the OER is a failure. There is no way of editing the content. The authors claim to be open to suggestions and, according to Reddit posts, have done so, but that is not part of the culture of this OER. This is significant because this precludes the OER from creating a community of practice around itself. On evaluating for remix, the OER is excellent. In fact, the OER itself offers files that integrate, or link, exogenous resources in it. For example, the Philosophy of Biology class I took integrates bioethics professors from Yale discussing gene editing. Moreover, the section in Chemistry, about the atom, refers to the philosophy section about classic metaphysical cosmology. Finally, there are myriad links to other institutions with their relevant perspectives and disciplines. The OER not only allows for remixing, but it attempts to do it for you. On redistribution, the OER is excellent. Under the Creative Commons license, all distribution is allowed, for creative rather than commercial purposes. On a general note, the courses offered here are of high quality, they possess effective instructional design, featuring learning objectives, study materials, and even model assignments. This OER is designed to be accessible for those with no knowledge of the subjects being studied. However, I was able to find high-level classical metaphysics courses in it, showing that even advanced learners can benefit from this. The second is Pursuit of Wonder. It is a YouTube channel dedicated to philosophy. What causes this channel to stand above the rest is its community of practice. The authors share links for their website, blog, podcast, and other media. Most importantly, other creators and followers will be invited into the show for discussions. They will share their own work and external media. In a manner, this channel is more of a commons where different philosophers come together. It is a modern day acropolis. It has a Creative Commons license with attribution. On evaluating for retention, the OER is above excellent. There are many options of content and users will post their own reactions and observations to videos. Many have been incorporated into the main content. Users are encouraged to copy, modify, store, and manage all content, with attribution, for educational purposes. On evaluating for reuse, the OER excels. The content is used in a variety of ways and settings. Other channels have made response videos to its controversial ideas. Moreover, students use this channel as reinforcement for their study, and even an FSU professor used it for introductions of some concepts. On evaluating for revision, the OER is a success. Because of the very nature of YouTube, reuse is encouraged. There are several remixes of these videos online. Moreover, the authors are in constant dialogue with their community. Many times, content is revised or fundamentally altered from community feedback. In fact, there are several professional philosophers in this community, furthering the credibility and the refining of the content. On evaluating for remix, the OER is excellent. When considering the OER as part of the larger network created by the community, the potential for remix is unparalleled. Channels adapt the content as study guides, sources for presentations, citations for debates, clips for other larger videos, etc. It is common to see these videos clipped, quoted, or attributed by other channels such as Cry-Off-Ariel, Crash Course Philosophy, and Plato. Blogs mix their content with novel ideas from this channel and its community. On redistribution, the OER is perfect. Under the Creative Commons license, all distribution is allowed, for creative rather than commercial purposes. This is especially true on YouTube, where most creators share copies of original content and remixes. However, some channels are even monetized. On a general note, the material offered here is of average quality. This has more of a forum formatting with videos built around popular topics. This OER is designed to be accessible for those with no knowledge of the subjects being studied. However, I was able to find high-level classical metaphysics courses in it, showing that even advanced learners can benefit from this. However, most videos have an introductory page with a clear thesis aimed at providing advanced organizers the function of learning objectives to better serve learning. The third OER is the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, the most prominent free encyclopedia of philosophy. As it is edited, published, and written by Stanford professionals, its authority is unmatched. However, it still takes into consideration outside links, peer submissions, and it provides lesson plans for both teachers and students. Every section has advanced organizers and/or learning objectives. On evaluating for retention, the OER is excellent. All users are allowed to download app editorials, peer-reviewed articles, and lessons from simple PDF files. Only attribution is required. However, because all material is still copyrighted, commercial use is not possible. On evaluating for reuse, the OER excels. The content is used in a variety of ways and settings. Professors, high school teachers, and amateur creators encourage and widely use these material. In fact, the channel The Pursuit of Wonder routinely uses this content for videos, lesson plans, and study guides. On evaluating for revision, the OER is a failure. There is an active editor who determines what is published. Most content is only allowed if authored by a professional holding a doctor in philosophy. However, this is the point of this website. It is a repository of original documents from real professionals. The repository even contains original publications from legendary experts such as Karl Popper. On evaluating for remix, the OER is excellent. This is one of the primary sources which is combined with other resources. From lectures of university instructor to YouTube channel, this resource is authoritative and widely used. On redistribution, the OER is minimal. It is copyrighted material that does not allow commercial redistribution, only creative and critical commentaries are allowed under fair use. On a general note, the material offered here is of the highest quality. This is formatted as a reliable encyclopedia with articles authored by experts. Consequently, this OER is not designed to be accessible to those who are not well versed in philosophy. However, I was able to find learning objectives on most of the editorial articles around popular subjects such as idealism, communism, postmodernism, etc. Comparisons. Finally, when comparing these items, their greatest weaknesses are their greatest strengths due to their audience and platforms. Starting with the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, it follows an older paradigm of OERs. As stated by MacArthur 2010 about the design of early OERs, one was to design the teaching system to suit an individual working in a lighthouse off the coast of Scotland. Page 3. This encyclopedia excels on this. It is not user-friendly, and it does not take erudition lightly. In fact, even one with a formal degree in philosophy will take hours to pore over its resources. There is almost no opportunity for community building, and there is no community of practice. And this is beautiful. It is a form of treating the material as a professional and objective resource such that it can serve as the academic bedrock of other resources. Thus, the applicability of this resource may not be relevant to those outside its target audience, as it is a professional source of philosophy that requires formal advanced education. Second, when evaluating pursuit of wonder, one sees it as an innovative and disruptive agency. According to RAM, 2017, disruptive innovations, therefore, harness the power of new technology and innovative business models such as lowering the price or designing for a different set of consumers or different needs of existing customers, thus creating an entirely new market. 635. This is exactly what this channel does. It popularizes and democratizes resources of wisdom, such as the Stanford Encyclopedia, taking knowledge previously available to one as isolated as a lighthouse worker and takes it to a community of practice on the internet. This resource took advantage of an emerging technology and used it to change the marketplace of ideas. In fact, the authors were some of the earliest adopters of YouTube. They are contemporaries of Ray William Johnson. Now, this knowledge is available everywhere. It is incredible to see a community developing such high-level ideas organically rather than in a dusty library poring over old books. The applicability of this resource reaches far beyond its target audience. As stated, many different channels use it as a basis for their claims and reviews. In fact, some political activists such as Ben Shapiro have referred to ideas discussed in it in some of his Twitter posts. Finally, when evaluating Academic Earth, one sees it as an example of open online coursework. In fact, Rhodes et.al. 2013 states that a growing practice worldwide is the organization of educational resources as core components of a university course that is then made openly available through the internet to anyone with a computer and a connection. These types of courses, commonly described as MOOCs, massive open online courses, are the foundation of the open courseware (OCW) movement, where the term open is commonly understood as no cost to the consumer or user of the resource. This is what Academic Earth focuses on. It is an open online resource that provides courses, lectures, publications, study materials, etc. It is possible for instructional designers to create a full course using its resources. Finally, in a manner, this resource stands as an intermediary to the last two. It is significantly more academic than YouTube, but it is more accessible and school-focused than the Philosophy Encyclopedia, yet not as scholarly. In fact, I would not use it to learn anything in my academic domain. Academic Earth is relevant to those of other backgrounds as it offers complete lessons from entry level to advanced. Moreover, it is still most relevant to teachers because its course packages offer tests, lectures, assignments, etc. Thank you for watching. Here follow the references.